Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome. It's so good to see everyone. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming out. We appreciate you. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Melanie. We know we'd all want to be in Texas right now if we could. I know I would. I would love to have been in Texas. I know it's super hard, and I appreciate everyone getting on. Hi, Michelle. Glad you're here, too. Hi, everyone. Seeing everyone in the comment section. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to add Amarillo to the stream soon. Sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing so many people online. Thank you so much for joining. We'll get started momentarily. Get a little coverage of what's going down right now in Amarillo. Hi, everybody. As they're getting set up in Amarillo. Oh, Dana, my heart is in Texas too. Oh, there's a lot happening in Texas. Unfortunately, this is going to affect everybody. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Maribel. Hi, Nita. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Oh, cool. I'm from the New York area. All right, as we get a few more people on, thank you, everyone, for joining. Hi, Christy. Hi, Patricia. Hi. Everything's getting set up in Amarillo, just waiting to get started. Hi, Erin from Portland. Wow, we're really from all over in this chat right now. We have Florida, we have New York, Washington State, California, Oregon, South Carolina. Hi, everyone. We're going to get started real soon. Maryland. To Maryland. Hi, everyone. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. We'll get started momentarily. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see that it says text March to 44310 if you want updates in the future and after the event. Super, super helpful to get the alerts. Oh, we have a lot of Florida people. Amy from Florida, Pamela from Florida, Wendy from Missouri, Pennsylvania, New York, California. Wow, everybody. Oh, is a Missouri in here? Got San Antonio, Texas. Hi, everyone. We'll get started soon. We really appreciate you joining. Yeah, feel free to send the link to anyone you know, all of your friends. We'll listen to some speeches, give a little rundown of what's going on, and the effects that this will be having all over the country. Hi, if you're just joining, just drop your name in, drop where you're calling in from, where you're live streaming from. We got a lot of states in here: Pennsylvania, Texas, Kentucky, New York, South Carolina, West Virginia, Maryland, Washington, Oregon, Missouri. Wow. A lot of Texas, a lot of Kentucky. Cool. All right. So for those who don't know, and for those who do, feel free to add something in the chat. But we are gathering intentionally in Amarillo, Texas right now because there is a current threat to the abortion pill. I don't know if anyone on the chat has any experience with potentially the abortion pill. Just to clarify, it is not Plan B. Plan B is something pre-conception. Abortion pill is post-conception. And the abortion pill is something that people use more common than any other form of abortion. So this is genuinely an abortion ban. Basically, what's happening is this anti-choice group filed a lawsuit, basically telling the FDA that the abortion pill was not a safe drug. It's called mifepristone, and it's an incredibly safe drug. It's safer than Tylenol, but they're threatening to take it away because if the FDA takes it away and deems it unsafe, then no one will have access to this pill all across the country. So it doesn't matter if you're in Connecticut and it's protected by the state, it doesn't matter. Everyone will lose access to this drug. This drug is incredibly important as well, not even just for abortions, but let's see, it's not just for abortions, but it's also for miscarriages. It's not just an abortion pill as well. So unfortunately, we are gathering in Amarillo, Texas intentionally. We saw that, there was a couple articles about like Women's March is going to be there. Some orgs were going to be there, and they pushed the date back 2 weeks. So, we'll take what we can get at this point right now. 2 weeks is another 2 weeks of access to this very, very, very life-saving drug. Yeah, Gwen makes a great point. This pill is also used in the care of women for other medical issues, and they will also be denied the care they need if the pill is no longer available. But yeah, this is genuinely going to affect the entire country. This is not just a Texas issue. Hi from Pueblo Pro Choice. We have New York calling in. I see March is on. Yeah, miscarriage care is incredibly important and not talked about enough. Some people from Austin, West Virginia. Yeah, so everyone can go ahead, get in the chat. You can talk about maybe your first ever march experience, if you've ever been to one, if you've ever hosted a march in your hometown. Anyone has any experience, like these protests are incredibly important, and we would love to share that wisdom that everyone might have. If you have any questions about how to host a march, especially in the future, it's really, really important that we all share some knowledge and some wisdom so we can keep these demonstrations going. Oh, Erin said they went to a march in DC. Sweet. Yep, a little bit of context I'm seeing Michelle comment on here. So intentionally that by anti-abortion activists, it was intentionally filed in Amarillo, Texas, because the Northern Division does not have anyone else except for this one judge appointed by Trump. And so that was 100% guaranteed that they would get this anti-abortion judge. So that's why specifically Amarillo, Texas was the target. Okay, Jennifer. A March for Our Lives rally in Riverside. Thank you, Terry. We appreciate you. It's super important. I mean, this year we're really shifting to more local politics. It's, I live in DC. I love going to the DC marches. They're massive. They're so fantastic, but we're really spoiled to have these massive, massive mobilizations at the expense of these local races and local elections, like what's happening in Wisconsin right now. That's super, super important that we're focused as well on like our local small town politics, as well as our state reps and targeting our state senators and making sure that our local electeds are actually fighting for reproductive rights. Okay, Mindy, marches in Michigan. Yep, this is all about, we want to make sure that this does affect everyone because this is truly focused on bodily autonomy, and the claim that, mifepristone is not safe is total BS. That's not true at all. It's not about safety. It's about controlling us. It's about controlling bodies. Yeah, isn't it insane, Michelle? Michelle said, boggles my mind that one judge in Amarillo can make this big of a decision for so many, the entire country. Yep, just so for a little extra context, just for why we're here, what's going on, an anti-abortion group specifically filed a lawsuit in Amarillo, Texas, because there's only one judge that they knew they would get, an anti-abortion judge appointed by Trump, basically telling the FDA that this is not a safe drug, which is mifepristone, which is an incredibly safe drug, safer than Tylenol, that is an abortion pill. It's the most common form of abortion. So this would be affecting everyone nationwide. And so if the judge rules in their favor and it does decide that it's not safe, which is inaccurate and not true, then the entire country will lose access to this abortion pill, which is insane that they can decide that for the entire country. But this is why it's super, super important. Your local electeds matter so much. Mindy talking about their experience. Thank you so much for sharing. Yep, mobilizing women in other states, mobilizing other folks. It's incredibly important that we get involved. I know some of the more liberal states are like, oh, this won't affect me. This doesn't, bother me. You should move. And no, this affects everyone. Like your neighbor states, your sister states matter. It's incredibly important that you're involved in your local elections and making sure that your neighboring states are involved just as much. I just want to get a handle, what is everyone feeling right now? I mean, are you feeling angry? Are you feeling despair? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling overwhelmed? I mean, truly, this is affecting everyone in so many different ways. I know that for me, I feel frustrated. I feel angry. I think that's my natural reaction to this. Just reading some of the comments. Yeah, Gina, affects everyone, no matter the age. But I know that I'm feeling incredibly frustrated. I'm having a hard time. Oh, we got another feed of the crowd. Let's take a peek. All right. We're getting a peek at the crowd. The volume's up. Please see signs. Hope there's a choice. Ooh, good music. Oh, smart. People brought sign making stuff, posters, markers. Clever, clever. Thank you, Adrian, for dropping some links. Nice. Looks like it's a pretty decent crowd. I always appreciate at mobilizations when people bring markers, when people bring posters for other people, especially if it's your first time, you don't know what to bring. I love when people communicate that and build a little community around mobilizations. especially in red states, red districts, or even like purple states, purple districts. Sometimes it can be a little bit stressful. You don't know how the crowd's going to react. You don't know if anyone's going to show up, and then it's such a nice feeling to show up and there's others just like you in your potentially red town showing up to a march, and you know exactly who in your community you can trust and who's on your side and who cares for bodily autonomy. Thanks, Brittany. I appreciate that. Sometimes that does happen. Yeah, I needed 22 years. So typically this kind of case would get thrown out immediately. So that's why I'm personally frustrated, incredibly angry. Any other drug, if it had been safely used for 22 years, this would get thrown out immediately. A judge wouldn't even take a look at this. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, Adrian is dropping some great articles if you need a little more support and some reading just to get caught up in what's going on. The court is claiming that the FDA didn't follow proper protocols. They're claiming that potentially someone in the future could get hurt by using this pill, even though there is a lack of evidence to support that, which is why the case should be thrown out. Yeah, precedent means nothing. That's incredibly frustrating, honestly. Let's see. Okay. I'm reading some how's everyone feeling comments. I'm seeing frustrated. I'm seeing angry. I see pissed, deflated, hopeless, angry AF. Absolutely. 75 years old and mad as hell. That's right, Laura. Nancy's sad. It is sad. It's honest. I think I feel disappointed. I feel frustrated, especially because, the right wing is so out of step with their party, as we saw in the midterms. Clearly, abortion rights is what the majority of people want. Even, right wing conservatives, we saw in so many ballot measures in the midterms that this is going to cost them. This is going to cost the right wing extremist movement because they're so out of step with their own base. There's so much evidence that people support bodily autonomy, that people support abortion access. I'm seeing Brittany said enraged. Yeah. All of the above. Absolutely. If we have anyone from Wisconsin on the chat, in the call, anywhere, just remember that you have a Supreme Court election coming up. Very, very important. Could change the political leaning. Oh, let's take a peek. Some of the speakers might be getting started.
A Women's March. So I'm so grateful to be with y'all today. And I am so grateful for all of you for coming here and being with us today. We put out a call, and as usual, y'all answered. So thank you. I want to start out by giving honor to the Kiowa tribe, whose ancestral lands we are standing on today. And I also want to thank our partners, many of whom are with us today, either in person or virtually. Just across the street from us is the court where our right to access healthcare will be litigated once again. Judge Matthew Kaczmarek will hear a lawsuit with no legal basis, no medical basis, no scientific basis, no moral basis, challenging the FDA approval of mifepristone. Right-wing organizations are filing lawsuits, specifically in districts like this one, because they think no one will notice. But what is done in the dark, y'all, must come to the light. And we are that light. So today we have a dynamic lineup of speakers for you. And then we're going to hit the streets and make sure that these anti-abortion organizations know that there is no more cover, there is no more darkness, and wherever they go, we'll be there, shining our light and fighting for our freedom. So y'all ready? Hey, all right. So our first speaker, I am very excited to introduce our Women's March Executive Director, Rachel O'Leary Carmona. Rachel joined the organization in 2018 and has led our team for the past 4 years. Y'all, please welcome Rachel to the podium. Hello, everyone. Oh, no. Hello, everyone. We're not doing lackluster today. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. There's more of us than there are of them, both here today, here tomorrow, and every day. So let me hear it. Hello, everyone. So I've lived in Amarillo for a couple of years, and I can tell you that I never thought I'd be on the stairs of the courthouse talking to y'all today. How many of y'all never thought that you'd be here fighting for your basic rights to control your body? So we're here today to make sure that we're heading forward towards a feminist future, forward towards taking back our rights, forward towards a future where everyone has the same right to dignity and autonomy. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with each other? 50 years ago, the Supreme Court decided in Roe v. Wade that we do have a right to access abortion care. But a compromised Supreme Court, 3 of whom were nominated by presidents who lost the general election, decided that actually we don't have that right. And since then, ballot measures in ensuring reproductive rights in Kansas, Kentucky, California, Vermont, Montana, and Michigan have all won. The thing to take away from that is that it's clear. This is not the will of the people. You can clap, it's fine. The fight today is bigger than Roe, is what we all know. So let me break it down. What does that mean? We have to fight for our freedoms, and government regulations need to stay out of our bodies and out of our bedrooms. Unelected judges should not be making decisions about life-saving medications that we have access to based on their own extremist political agendas. One more time for that one. Judges should not be deciding what we do with our bodies. And the truth is, our country was born from protest, and free speech is a part of our fundamental fabric as Americans. And today we here are engaging in the most American thing, which is exercising our free speech. One time. We're activists, we're taking action, we're not on the couch. We are here building the future that we want to see. What does that look like? It looks like protesting. It looks like lobbying. It looks like organizing. It looks like mobilizing. What it should not look like is an activist on the bench putting forth his extremist policy and agenda because he has been awarded by a corrupt president himself the role of a federal judge. The outcome that we're anticipating on this case represents an attack on democracy, an attack on women, an attack on America itself, and we will not stand for it. People like us, I always tell people, I'll tell you a little sidebar. I used to live in Boston, and how many of you all have heard of the Midnight Ride with Paul Revere? Yeah. So how many people know what Paul Revere did for money, his job? Silversmith, right? So if you take a tour in Boston, you'll see his work all over the place, but you know him for the Midnight Ride. That was his volunteer work. That was his activist work. Every person here can make that same kind of mark, and it seems like we have a sign, we're going to take a march. We don't necessarily know what that does, but it can make an indelible mark on your life, on your family, on your community, and on history. So we have to take very seriously our mandate, our responsibility here today to stay active and stay organizing in communities just like ours, especially when the fight is so difficult. So one time for all the people around you who are here showing a political courage that a lot of people will never know in their lives, give it up for yourselves. Because we are fighting a very uphill fight. The opposition does not believe that we all have the same right to equal protection, equal rights, and dignity. This judge that will decide this case is one of the most concrete examples of this. The American Bar Association agrees with us. He is not qualified to sit on the bench and to make decisions about this. And I would say personally that the comments that he has made is disqualifying as any public servant. We have seen him attempt to exclude women and girls, gay and trans kids, and numerous others from the promise of the America that we have all told is real, time and time again, both on the bench and off. And it is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the court, it's a disgrace to Amarillo, and it's a disgrace to our country. And the reality is that the fight to protect our rights, support our families, and build our future doesn't happen every 4 years. It doesn't happen every 2 years. It happens every single year, every single day by everyday people like you who decided to make the time to come out. You could have chosen to be anywhere. You could be at brunch. You could be hiking in the canyon. You could be out shopping. You could be enjoying the day. But instead, you're here with your signs and your voices, dealing with antis, dealing with all of the people that will try to stop us from making our voices heard. And you are here anyway to say no and to say that folks should keep their bans off of our bodies and to make sure that our decisions about when and how to have families remain between us, our families, our God, and our doctors. Texas and Amarillo are going to continue to play an outsized role here because the right wing has been venue shopping. And they're not going to take the risk of having any of their cases have a fair day in court because we all know that they would lose. They would what? They would what? They're losers. So it's up to everyday people like us to stop them. And the thing is that nothing less than our entire democracy is on the line. But I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe we, folks like us, working every day, have delivered political and electoral consequences to candidates who are not on the side of people, women, and democracy over and again. Women ran for this country in record numbers, and women turned out to vote for them in record numbers in 2018. In 2020, we kicked Trump out. In 2022, we stopped their little red wave. It was like a little red, like this kind of wave. And we're going to continue to fight in 2023 and 2024 to take back our rights, our country, and our future. One time for the future. Woo! Women's March works to build the political power of everyday women every day. It's not just about these mobilizations, it's about the work that happens ongoing. So today we march, and tomorrow we're back to work, building the most effective vehicle for organizing women at scale. We are defiant, we are never defeated, and our movement is big enough and strong enough to win for all of us on all of the issues that matter. So give it up one time for the ongoing fight, for the work that's unseen, so oftentimes by women that is not appreciated. Give yourselves a hand. So today, we mobilize. Tomorrow, we organize. Today, we march. Tomorrow, we meet, we text, we call, and every day, we care. We keep doing the most difficult and sometimes the unsung work of building the largest and most durable feminist movement in the country. So go to biggerthanroe.com to get in where you fit in. It doesn't have to be here today. You can get in tomorrow, the next day. We have a long road ahead of us on this case and many other challenges to our community. And if you want to get in right now on your phone, everyone got their phone on them, right? Everyone has their phone. You can text 44310 and you will get on our text thread so that we can get you involved in the fight to come. I want to thank you all so much for being here today, and we'll see you in the streets. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. All right, y'all give it up for Rachel. All right, y'all give me a second. Okay. So our next speaker, Sheila Katz, is the CEO of National Council of Jewish Women, a Jewish feminist civil rights organization working for equity and justice for women, children, and families. Sheila has led the organization to more than double the number of NCJW advocates to over 210,000 strong across all 50 states. That's right. Prior to NCJW, Sheila was the Vice President of Student Engagement and Leadership at Hillel International, where she co-founded its award-winning civil dialogue program, Ask Big Questions, and created their nonpartisan voting campaign, Mitzvot. Sheila was recently named as one of the top 10 faith influencers by Religion News Service, and as one of the 50 most influential Jews in the world by the Jerusalem Post. Y'all welcome Sheila Katz to the mic.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all. My name is Sheila Katz, and I'm the CEO of National Council of Jewish Women, a 130-year-old Jewish feminist civil rights organization representing 210,000 advocates across all 50 states, including 2,500 rabbis across every Jewish denomination working for equity and justice for women, children, and families. And I am here today to say loudly and proudly that Jews support abortion access. We support abortion access because of our faith and not in spite of it. Spoiler alert, Jews have abortions. Christians have abortions. Muslims have abortions. People of faith and people of no faith have abortions. And people of faith disproportionately support abortion access as part of compassionate health care. And we are the majority. But here in Texas, a small but loud group from the religious right has sued in a state where abortion is banned already to get rid of one of the only ways abortion is still accessible. All under the banner that abortion access is somehow a violation of religious freedom. So we ask them, whose religious freedom are you trying to protect? Not mine. Judaism permits abortion and sometimes even requires it when the life of the pregnant person is at risk. And religious freedom in this country exists to protect minority religions. Religious freedom is meant to be a shield to protect and never a sword to discriminate. The courts are supposed to uphold our constitutional rights, not tear them down. Normally, we'd wait and hear an outcome of a case before rallying. But the thing is, when Matthew Kaczmarek was nominated to be a judge in 2017, National Council of Jewish Women spoke out against him. And when he was nominated again in 2019, we vehemently opposed him, calling his nomination a new low for our federal courts. He is biased, which makes him unqualified. He is anti-trans, he is anti-feminist, and he was hand-selected to be on this court for this moment to take our rights away. Matthew Kaczmarek is not a doctor. Matthew Kaczmarek is not a researcher. Matthew Kaczmarek is not a scientist. From a place of no expertise, he could choose to go against an institution of nonpartisan experts, the FDA, who says these drugs are safer than Tylenol, to potentially ban medication abortion for every person in this country. We will not stand idly by as religion is weaponized to harm our bodies. We will not stand idly by as dignity is taken away from millions in this country. As a reminder, we are commanded to love thy neighbor, not sue thy neighbor, not harm thy neighbor. This week, Jews read the Torah portion with the extraordinary moment of receiving the Ten Commandments from Sinai. This is the foundational moment when we are presented with the vision for our world, a roadmap for a world full of dignity, of humanity, of loving kindness. We must not let the goalposts get moved. We must not cede any moral ground in this fight. We must build a world with love. We must build a world with compassion. We must build a world with dignity for all. Our fight continues until everyone can make their own moral and faith-informed decision about their body, family, and future. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it doesn't bend toward justice on its own. We bend it together. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you so much. Our next speaker, apologies, give me 1 second, everybody. We had some rearranging today. All right. Our next speaker is Nicole Amos. Nicole is a Texas attorney and a hoochie advocate with the Hoochies of Houston, a Houston-based nonprofit, one of our faves here in Texas. Welcome, Nicole, everybody.
Hi, y'all. So I'm here to talk as an attorney. This case was filed by abortion opponents who helped challenge Roe v. Wade back in November. Now they're trying to reverse FDA approval of an abortion drug already mentioned, mifepristone. It's been approved by the FDA for over 2 decades, and when taken with another pill is 95% effective for abortion. Scientific studies show the drug to be safe for people to use at home, with the common side effects of cramping and light bleeding, and rare severe side effects, more serious bleeding requiring emergency care. Medication abortions account for more than half of abortions, and with clinics already stretched thin since Roe was overturned, the effects of this lawsuit will have a huge impact on access to abortion care. Practically, it serves as a backdoor ban to abortion. Attorneys for the Alliance Defending Freedom say the FDA failed to meet their responsibility to make sure drugs are safe before they're on the market. This claim lies on the assertion that the FDA overstepped authority when it approved the pill by an accelerated review process reserved for drugs to treat serious or life-threatening illnesses. However, the FDA has responded that it didn't accelerate the drug's approval. In fact, it happened 4 years after the manufacturer first submitted its application and only after being twice turned down. So who is this judge? Trump-appointed U.S. District Court Judge Matthew Kaczmarek. While there is a system of randomly drawing a judge from a federal district consisting of multiple judges, Judge Kaczmarek has a standing order in his court that allows litigants to engage in what's called forum shopping. This essentially allows the party filing suit to choose its judge. One of the groups that brought the suit, the Alliance for Hippocratic Medication, was only incorporated in Texas 3 months before suing, allowing it to claim residency here in Amarillo. His court, right? That's messed up. His court has been favored by conservative. Thank you. you. His court has been favored by conservative Republicans. He was once a Christian activist working as deputy general for First Liberty Institute, a Christian conservative legal group. The group pursues religious liberty cases. Keep in mind, those are Christian cases, including those which he said were aimed at defending human life. As recently as December, Judge Kaczmarek ruled against a program that provides free birth control to minors in Texas that didn't require parental permission. Boo! Go ahead. He blocked the end of Trump's Remain in Mexico immigration program, which makes Texas great. We love immigrants here. And he ruled against administration processes that are designed to protect LGBTQ people from discrimination in the workplace and at doctor's offices. Now, he's not yet indicated when or how he'll rule, whether he'll hold a preliminary hearing or proceed to a full trial. It could be months. Groups are preparing for a decision shortly after a filing deadline that approaches February 24. In our court system, the courts are often bound by prior court decisions in issuing their rulings. This is called precedent. That's when they're making rulings on law. There is little precedent for a single judge overruling the FDA's scientific decisions, but with Judge Kaczmarek's background, some believe it's possible that that's what he'll do. The decision may be limited in its effect to Texas, but he could seek to apply it nationwide, taking the drug off the market or requiring the FDA to go back to try and reapprove it. While an appeal is expected in these outcomes, the process would continue for at least months, and access to the drug would be cut off in the meantime, here and maybe elsewhere. After Roe was overturned, trigger laws went into effect all over the country restricting abortion, including in Texas. The law here made it a crime for doctors to provide abortions outside of a very strict window and was never meant to apply to the people receiving care. Even so, a woman was arrested for inducing her own abortion in southern Texas. The charge was eventually dropped, but it should still serve as a warning to Texans of how they may be harmed by the effects of these restrictions. Abortion, we all know, saves lives. Abortion affects cis women and non-binary and trans people, and it provides options and choice for people to plan their families. Abortion needs to be protected here and everywhere. Thank you.
All right, y'all, everybody, show love to Nicole one more time. So I have a request of you all, okay? Can we get y'all to come in so we can get a real cute picture for the gram? Can y'all come in a bit closer? And we have a photographer that's gonna get us a real cute picture of Amarillo. All right. Just one time for the gram, y'all. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wait, one more, hold on, one more. Oh, y'all are so beautiful. Thank you. Give yourselves a hand. I love it. Okay. So our next speaker, y'all, I just want to y'all to really show her some love because she came all the way from New Mexico to be here with us today, okay? So Erica Davis Crump is a lifelong New Mexican. Refresh. Sorry. There we go. Mother of two amazing humans and has endured a myriad of lived experiences that have shaped her for her love for wellness, community organizing, and policy. Her activism has been highlighted in Forbes. She is a two-time TEDx speaker and the co-founder of the New Mexico Black Central Organizing Committee. Erica served for 2 years as the first Black co-chair to the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Coalition, where the coalition and champions expanded and ensured access to abortion care. Y'all, show love to Erica.
Hey y'all, I literally just got out the car. So I see Eastern New Mexico Rising in the building. I want y'all to give them a hand. Wait, real big babies. I see y'all. They're really technically Texas/New Mexico, so they in the thick of it too. New Mexico is in the building. We stand in full support with you all. I'm gonna sneak and read here. But before we get started, it's a little too quiet for it to be a Saturday. I'm real big on call and response. Yeah, man. So when I say respect birthing bodies, I'm gonna say, how do we do that at home? Yeah, it's just a chant. Respect birthing bodies. Respect birthing bodies. Because not everybody that has a baby is a woman, right? Like, we gotta name that, right? This is for all of us. So when I say respect birthing bodies, you say it with me, okay? Respect birthing bodies. 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 One more. Respect birthing bodies. One more. There we go. We're up. All right. Give yourselves a hand, because this ain't light work. This is not light work. Let's get into it. So, since it is Black History Month, we stand, right? I gotta name the mothers of reproductive justice, okay? Because Black women gave you the framework of reproductive justice, in which abortion care is a part of the full spectrum of reproductive justice and health care. So we're gonna say their names. Dr. Tony Bond Leonard. Reverend Alma Crawford. Evelyn S. Field. Bosola Maringe. Cassandra McConnell. Cynthia Newbow. The incomparable Dr. Loretta Ross. Elizabeth Terry. Abel Mabel Thomas. Wynette P. Willis. And Kim Youngblood. I'm trying to not talk too fast. I'm from the city, so it gets a little quick, okay? So I'm proudly from New Mexico, where there's 3% of Black Americans. Where community organizers worked so hard over the last decade to secure access to abortion care. Now in 2021, we repealed the old ban that was on our books, but then we were heartbroken by all of the bans that swept the nation. Sorry, y'all, we gonna cheat. All right, here we go. Our phenomenal abortion funds. Shout out to Indigenous Women Rising, Rachel Lorenzo, Cole Martin, and Malia Luarki. They are the only Indigenous abortion fund in the nation. So go ahead and follow them and send them your funds. And Mariposa funds and all of our providers. They've been working so hard and overtime to step in and support during this crisis. Now, moments like these are hard to stand in because we know we are consistently being gaslit by extremists who are abusing their power. Now, next door in New Mexico, 77% of New Mexicans agree with the statement that I can hold my moral views about abortion and still trust birthing people and their families to make decisions for themselves. It's possible. And then 79% of rural New Mexican women over here, we said that whether it's a loss of pregnancy, abortion care, pre or postnatal care, all birthing bodies deserve proper care and respect when seeking health care. Now, it has always been that simple to all of us. It's that simple because it's that personal, and it's always about respect. Now, we see time and again that bans live where respect is not. If this ban happens next door in New Mexico, we'll see 52% of our birthing relatives with access go down to 34%. Boo as hell, right? Okay, sorry. It's frustrating. It's upsetting me and my homegirl, if you know where that's from. Shout out to you. Reproductive justice is rooted in inclusion, in intersectionality, and the complete support of birthing bodies, and the full spectrum of healthcare that they require to thrive. Now, we must hold the line of accountability and let it be known that bodily autonomy and access to abortion care must be the norm and not the unreachable exception. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Erica. Shout out to all the New Mexico folks. They made the track. Thank you. Yes. Next up, I am proud to welcome my friend and colleague, Women's March's own Senior Director of Programs, Amanda Chavez Barnes. Hola, Texas. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for turning up. I think I texted probably with about half of y'all who are here today. And I really do check that really is me. Like typing back to you, I swear it's me. But I'm not here today to talk to you about Women's March texting strategy. I'm here today to tell y'all a story. Now, this is a story that I've never actually shared before. I never had a reason to. But today, I have over 64 million reasons. Because if the FDA approval, if these extremists get their way, and the FDA approval of mifepristone is reversed, that's how many people in the US would lose access to medication abortion overnight. That's right. So today, I'm here to tell you about the time that I needed this essential life-saving medication, mifepristone. It was the time before I had my twins, who some of y'all might know. I was pregnant. I was actually the first one in my life that I was about to go to an ultrasound appointment. And I was a little bit nervous, but I was excited, maybe a little giddy. And as I was laying there with that, that cold glue on my belly, and they're like pressing it into your stomach, and the person was looking at the screen, I could tell that something was wrong. Now, this is a really common story. And so I never expected that I would, have a reason to need to tell it. But a doctor came in and told me that the embryo wasn't developing. And just like I'm crying now, I cried. What I was experiencing at that time was a spontaneous abortion. And I think it's important to say that because I want to get the language right. Because these extremists, these anti-women, anti-freedom, anti-democracy extremists have spent so much time, energy, money trying to make the word abortion a dirty word. But doctors didn't even use the word miscarriage until the late 1980s. Miscarriage is not a medical term. And for those of y'all who speak Spanish here, y'all know that. We don't have a word for miscarriage in Spanish. You know what we say in Spanish? It's just aborto espontáneo, spontaneous abortion, because that's what it is. So with my spontaneous abortion, I had a few options. I could let it take its course, and at some point within the upcoming weeks, I would begin to pass tissue and be cramping and have lots of blood. But I wouldn't know when that would happen or where it would happen. I could be at work. I could be driving down the highway or a friend's house. I wouldn't know when or where or who I would be with or what I would be doing. And then that was option number one, okay? So that's option number one. Option number two, I could take some pills. mifepristone and misoprostol. And a few hours later, my body would go through that same process, but at the place, time, and setting of my choosing. So which would you choose? Option number 1 or option number 2? Yep. So of course, I chose option number 2. I chose abortion pills, as millions of other people in the US have since they were approved by the FDA over 20 years ago. And having that control over my own body gave me so much comfort and peace and safety in a really difficult moment. Now, we're here today because a small group of people think that I shouldn't have had that choice. They don't want me or any of the tens of millions of other people who may one day need mifepristone in this country to have control over our own bodies. They think they should have control. And they want all the power. But mifepristone is safer than Tylenol, y'all. In other countries, it's been available over the counter for decades. There is no legitimate reason why we shouldn't have access to this essential medication in the US. Whether we need it for a spontaneous or induced abortion, whatever our reasons are, it is no one's business. We have to see, right, it's our business. And we have to see these power-hungry men for what they are. And we cannot let them divide us. Because when you start making distinctions about which reasons are valid and what kinds of abortions are okay and what kinds are not, we all lose. Because it's not about that, y'all. Again, it's about power and control. And that's what we have to remember. This is not about safety. It's not about ethics. It's not about the law. And it's not about religion. Because they don't have a monopoly on God. And this small group of people who lie and manipulate to get their way may have some people fooled. But we've got news for them. We see you. We see you for who you really are. You don't care about us. You don't care about our safety. You don't care about our children. And you damn sure don't care about the people who birthed them. But we do. So we have to keep the pressure up. We are not letting up. We are not backing down. We're going to keep showing up, keep demanding our rights, keep organizing and spreading the word, telling the truth, and inviting more people in. And we're going to be out here in these streets, y'all, just like we are today. These bullies and bigots have shown us time and time again who they are. So let's show them who we are. Let's show them who we are. We are free people, free to choose our leaders, the politicians and judges who will protect our freedom to control our own bodies, free to control if, when, where, and how we give birth. We will not bow down to tyrants as they peel away our basic human rights and dignity. Show them who we are, now and again, until the message is clear. We will not be controlled and we will not go back. We won't 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 go back. Everybody give it up for Amanda Chavez Barnes. Next up, we have Claudia Stravato. Come on, Amarillo. Hey. Claudia is a longtime women's rights activist and political science instructor at West Texas A&M University. She is also a member of the Amarillo UU Fellowship, and today is joining us on behalf of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Y'all please give a warm welcome to Claudia.
Hi, friends. I'm one of the old battle axes. who is fighting for legalization of abortion before many of you were born. You talk about upset. You talk to any one of the gray hairs in this audience, and they will tell you how upset they are. The overturning of Roe v. Wade and the expected ruling on mifepristone from the boy next door fulfills the worst fears of those of us who have been working for decades to protect and affirm reproductive rights. The overwhelming majority of Unitarian Universalists support keeping abortion legal in all cases, all or more cases. The support is rooted in our principles and our core religious beliefs that affirm gender equity. It also reflects a moral commitment to the idea that reproductive care is health care. That's who else. Doctors are being banned from utilizing medical procedures that could save women's lives. And it's essential. Abortion is essential to the well-being of individuals and families. As I said, I lived before abortion was legal and saw friends die or maimed from back alley abortions. And nobody's talking about it. You don't know how bad it was before abortion was legal. I had friends who lost their mothers, their aunts, and their sisters, and their girlfriends to unsafe legal abortions. And that's what we're being pushed to. Current anti-choice decisions infringe on our, as Unitarians, deeply held religious beliefs. Access to abortion and the right to choose are issues of gender equity, bodily autonomy, and religious liberty. The Jewish faith has talked. I'm a Unitarian talking. And if you look online, you'll find that most of the mainline Christian churches support abortion. It's really only the evangelical Christians who do not. Guided by our moral values, we're prepared to be part of the ongoing struggle and continue to show up for reproductive justice in all aspects of public life. Our faith calls us to advocate on behalf of all those who need ready access to safe legal abortion care whenever and wherever it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much. All right. Our last speaker is Shauna Thomas. Shauna is a co-founder and CEO of Ultraviolet, a 1.2 million member strong gender justice organization fighting for the future we all deserve and creating a cost for the sexism and racism in our culture and our politics. Y'all, everybody, please welcome Shauna Thomas.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. I'm so honored and thrilled to be with you. I am Shauna Thomas of Ultraviolet, and I am here to say that no amount of corrupt judges or political parties using our bodies as a battlefield will stop our fight for abortion, freedom, and justice. And justice is what I'm here to talk about today. Not the insult to justice that is this case and its goals, not the miscarriage of justice that was the Supreme Court overturning Roe and our fundamental right to have an abortion, but the justice that we are all working to make reality today and every single day. Justice is not what any one court says, and especially not these corrupt courts or judges. Justice is what we together envision for abundant, joyful lives. Justice is everybody being able to form their families in the way that they want to and are called to and see fit for themselves. It's where pregnant people can access the care they need to continue their pregnancy or to end their pregnancy without anyone interfering with that decision. and their access to the care they need to see it all the way through for the rest of their lives. Justice is all our families living with peace, free of violence in any form. It's to live in green and clean spaces. It's to have enough to eat and a comfortable place to sleep and equal opportunity to strive and to succeed. Justice is our leaders and institutions accountable to us and working for us. So our mission here together is to build a world beyond what Roe could have ever been. A world focused around gender justice, racial justice, all the ways our collective struggles are woven together to build power that cannot be ignored and to force change that is necessary. So what are our demands? If the judge in this case, Judge Kaczmarek, abuses his power, as we hope he doesn't, but very well may do. Well, first, we're demanding that our leaders in Washington investigate Judge Kaczmarek and hold him accountable. He should be held accountable for even accepting this unprecedented and baseless case. You know, taking this case on is clearly about, and a lot of speakers spoke to this, but it has to be repeated. This is about his personal political grievances. This is about his Republican Party who put him in this spot. It's about wanting to impose his will on the entire country. It's not about justice or the rule of law, and it cannot go without accountability. Second, this is bigger than just one corrupt judge. Our judiciary system overall has been infiltrated. It's been taken over by far-right judges whose sole intent is to impose their extremist views on all of us. Republicans know that if their agenda is left up to voters, they lose. So what do? They impose their will over us with corrupt judges and misogynist ideology dressed up as lawsuits. That's why our elected leaders have to commit to reforming the courts and making our judiciary more representative and accountable to us. And lastly, we are asking the president we voted into power to do everything he can to protect our right and safeguard people who are seeking care. That is his job, and we are here to help him do that. You know, justice is not what one judge says, it's what we hold fast to and do the work to bring to reality. So on behalf of all of our members at Ultraviolet, and I'm really incredibly proud to stand with you here today. And we are proud to be in this fight every single day going forward. As Amanda said to all of us, the anti-abortion movement has shown us who they are. It's time for us to show them who we are. We are the majority, and we will win justice. Thank you.
Y'all, please give another round of applause to all of our speakers today. So what we are going to do now is hit the streets. Y'all ready? I'm sorry, I can't hear y'all. Y'all ready? All right, but before we head out, a couple notes. First, let's make sure we pick up after ourselves, okay? We want to leave Amarillo as beautiful as it was when we got here, so please take your trash with you, throw it in the trash can, whatever you want to do with it, just don't leave it here. All right. Second, there were some counter protesters out here earlier. They may be milling around. As they say on the internet, that's right. As they say on the internet, do not feed the trolls. Okay? You are not going to convince them of anything. They are looking for opportunities to escalate. Let's not argue with them. We want people to remember of this moment, the unity and the power that we are displaying. All right? Is that all right with y'all? And last but not least, remember that the fight does not end here. And it does not end today. We want you to know what's next. We want you to know how you can stay in the fight and stay engaged. So, as Rachel was telling y'all earlier, if you didn't do it already, take out your cell phones and text the word MARCH, MARCH, to 44310. All right? And that way you will keep updated. We will keep letting you know when this judge gets ready to rule. You know we're not going to be silent when the ruling comes down, right? Okay. So we want y'all to be with us. All right. All right, let's get into it. We are going to head this way. Am I right? To this corner over here. And we're going to follow our marshals. You see that all our great volunteers, they have on those lovely vests. And we're going to take it to the streets, y'all. Let's get it.
Anyone needs a sign, we have plenty.
All right, we're going to get our stream back up and going in a second. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. God, I felt so emotional. I was crying. I was enraged. I was angry. I feel like this like big knot in my stomach just like released. It's just so good to be in community with people. So we're going to get a little live cam moment from Akib when we get his camera up and going. Let's see. Let's see where his camera is. How's everyone feeling? I know that was a lot for. I feel like I like released a breath. Let's see what's going on.
Are you ready, New Orleans? You best be ready, because she came to slave, and the queen.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate you. Feel free to check out the live on Instagram. Feel free to comment, leave any resources, pick up some resources. We know that the photos are going to be amazing. So tune in onto the Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and definitely check out womensmarch.com. We have our action hub, and that's where you're going to get activated. And that's where we have some Wisconsin events coming up. If you're in Wisconsin, we're doing a bar crawl. We're making sure that people vote blue for the bar crawl. We're making sure that people are supporting abortion rights with the upcoming Supreme Court election in Wisconsin. We're making sure that we are paying attention to our local races. So go to womensmarch.com, and that's where you're going to get our action hub. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming out. I know that, like Rachel said, you could be doing anything. You could be shopping. You could be out. You could be taking a nap. But no, you were here. And we appreciate you and we see you. All right. Stay safe, everybody.